Really looking forward to this one. First trailer that came out blew me away. It's a relatively low budget, $80 million for this film. Absolutely insane for what we're seeing on the screen from the looks of it. I very much enjoyed Gareth Edwards' work so far. I do have one not insignificant issue with this film. We'll talk about that on the other side very briefly. Don't want to go too deep down that rabbit hole. Just worth a mention. But we have the final trailer for Gareth Edwards, the creator. Let's just dive straight in. Leave a like on this video. Trailer coming up. It just shot beautifully straight away, even those scenes.
It's a peaceful place in the sky.
Are you going to heaven?
I wonder if there's a baby lost there at the
You
beginning.
gotta be a good person to go to heaven.
So,
Increases
we're
his
the same.
attachment.
We can't go to heaven because you're not good. And I'm not a person.
It's a more emotional trailer than the last one. Visuals. Wow. Ah, he's the same.
I'm like a bodyguard. I'm getting you out of this.
Hans Zimmer or somebody like that in that music. Visuals. That's very Rogue One, that shot. I think I said that in the last trailer.
Seatbelts.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. 2 weeks away, man. That looks stunning. Stunning. Wow. I think it even improved on the first trailer that we watched before. First one had all the visuals and a wow factor. This one had a stunning soundtrack that worked so well with all those visuals. But it also had a strong emotional core. The first sort of 30 seconds of that trailer, if you could hear it over me talking over it all, I do apologise. It was building a relationship between our main protagonist there and the child. And there was little hints with him, with his partner, and she looked like she was pregnant. And I suspect that something happened and that the baby wasn't born, or there was some sort of tragedy there. I'm maybe joining dots that aren't there. But you kind of wonder if they've got that loss there, and that's increasing his attachment to the child, and they've kind of that bond there. He's got that emotional investment straight away. Looks incredible. I mean, $80 million, $80 million to produce something like that. I've said as much in the last trailer reaction, but I am going to say it again. If this proves to be a hit, which I suspect it will, September's a very quiet month at the cinema. There's not going to be too much else to see, I think, in terms of Joe Public and like a main big cinema audience. You know, everyone's kind of shot their bolt over the summer, and we tend to get like quieter dramas and kind of Oscar bait stuff coming through for September, usually, at least anyway, if I remember correctly. I hope this is a massive hit and it starts a trend that Hollywood realises they can start spending less money and kind of maybe working on that script a little bit more. That's if they pay people correctly, of course. But to have something like that cost $80 million, suspect it probably cost just as much to market it. So let's say 150, 160 million budget, all done, all in. It's likely to open with 50 or 60 straight off the bat, and that's just domestically in the US. It's made its money back within the first month. That's my guess. That's my hope, at least, anyway. One problem I do have with it, and it came from footage from the last trailer, and it's, like I said, it depends on your point of view, but for me it's not insignificant, but not enough that I want to make a big point about it and kind of get on any sort of high horse about any of it all. But there was some footage they showed in the previous trailer. It was an explosion and this kind of wave coming through across the city, across all these rooftops. Turns out, and it's weird that I haven't seen anyone kind of even offer a response to it. It might be something that's passed me by, but the footage they used was of the real life explosion in Beirut from 2020, and I think there was like 218 people that died in that sort of tragedy, and we're less than 3 years ago since that happened. And they used real life footage from that explosion and then gave it a CGI gloss over, added a few more buildings in the background in the top. But I think it was the Corridor crew, those guys, if you've ever seen that channel, they noticed it, or it was brought to their attention. They highlighted it on their channel at the very least. And there's been some other cuts online that have shown the comparison, and it just doesn't quite sit right with me. You know, it's one thing doing it, but I don't think I've seen any response from the studio, and no one's kind of put their hands up and sort of said we've made a mistake, we shouldn't have done that, that's insensitive, we're going to cut it out, or we're going to redo it from scratch. It just seems a bit odd. I said I was going to make a big thing about it. I've gone on a bit too long about it now. But, you know, I suspect if we had a director like Michael Bay, who suddenly put World Trade Center explosion in the background of one of his films, used real life footage, there'd be a lot more people talking about it. Yeah, so for me, that's kind of disappointing from the studio, the filmmakers, the VFX guys' point of view. Like I said, it's possible that the statements come out and things have changed. I haven't seen it. I would have thought with the people that I follow on Twitter, not calling it X, and on other social media, I would have seen something written up about that by now, but nothing seems to have come forth. So I wonder if it's still in the movie or not. Anyway, let's put that bit to bed. Negativity to the side. The film does look stunning. It looks incredible, and it feels like, at least it looks like from the trailer, that there's a strong enough story to back those visuals up. We've got a soundtrack, thinking that sounds like Hans Zimmer. I can't remember if that's actually the case or not. Admittedly, for me, Hans Zimmer is becoming pretty generic now. You kind of tell it's his music straight away, and not in a way that you hear John Williams and you kind of enjoy the magic of it all and it takes you somewhere. Hans Zimmer soundtracks now are very much, it's almost like a production line, it feels like. That being said, it definitely worked in that trailer. If it was him, it definitely worked, and it fitted those visuals, and it probably will give us everything that we want, even though they're not as listenable on their own. Listenable? Is that what? Yeah. They're not as listenable on their own. Like if you bought that soundtrack, I'm not sure it's something you could listen to without the backup of the film itself. Yeah, this film gave me the feels. So I will be there day one, I suspect, end of September, watching that on the biggest screen that I can. What do you think? Are you looking forward to this? I suspect you could be looking forward to this if you're watching a trailer reaction for it. Let me know. Leave those comments down below. How do you feel about the whole Beirut thing? It's not a sticking point. It's not a thing that's going to make me not want to see the film. Just a bit of a bummer, really. But yeah, let me know. Also, if you did like this video, please hit that thumbs up button. Really helps out the channel. Much appreciated by myself. Hit subscribe if you're not a subscriber. If you are a subscriber already, thank you so much. But until next time, which I think is going to be soon, because the Aquaman trailer is going to be online any moment now. So I'm waiting for that, and then we'll watch that on camera as soon as I can. But yes, until next time, thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed that trailer. Hope you enjoyed this video. See you again soon. Take care. Bye-bye. Went on, didn't I?